The warning "steering column locked" in a Land Rover vehicle may have several quite common culprits. First of all, this happens when you leave the vehicle with the steering wheel significantly turned. Once you turn off the car, the steering column lock engages and locks the steering wheel, but when the wheel is under tension because it's turned, the lock may get stuck. And when you try starting the engine, the lock may not disengage at once. In this case, the car will start, and what you need to do is to lightly wiggle the steering wheel from side to side. You may also need to turn the vehicle off and on several times while wiggling the steering wheel to let the lock disengage. Secondly, this will happen if the battery in your Range Rover is not very healthy, especially if it's been sitting for a long time, and especially if the weather is quite cold. In this case, the car most likely won't start and there is not enough electrical power to disengage the steering column lock. The solution is to charge the battery or buy a new one if it's older than 4 or 5 years. The third reason is the lock mechanism itself. I wouldn't say it's very faulty in Land Rover cars, but there have been several cases when these locks were stuck and couldn't engage or disengage. If you still can't turn the steering wheel, you're lucky and can drive to the dealership on your own, but if the steering wheel is actually locked, you will have to call a tow truck. And finally, there is a dedicated control module for the electric steering column lock, and this module is known to be quite faulty. Unfortunately, if it malfunctions, the only way to solve the problem is to replace it. The price may differ from 220 to 800 euros or dollars depending on the model year. Also, the lock will need to be programmed when installed with the professional scanner. Also, in my country, where we have zero government inspections for cars, people tend to deactivate the electric steering lock by programming the vehicle in a professional, independent repair shop. This is the cheapest way to solve the problem, but it may not be completely legal in all countries.